Another horrific ICE story. This time they threatened to shoot some ambulance drivers for trying to take a protester to the hospital. So the protester had either broken his collarbone or dislocated it. The ICE agents took him inside the building, called the ambulance. The ambulance arrives. They try to take him away, and the ICE agents say, "No, we've got to come with you in the ambulance." And the ambulance driver said, "Well, no, under our rules, unless he's been arrested, we can't let you in the cabin with us." Was he arrested? No. Okay. So they say, "Oh, that's fine, we'll follow you." Okay, great. Well, they're still not allowed to leave, and they're wondering what the hell's going on. Let me read you this from Willamette Week. And by the way, these come from the reports of both ambulance drivers and the audio they recorded and the audio from 911 and the audio of them talking to their base. It's corroborated. I repeat again, the driver says, after again they say they want to ride in the cabin, no officer is permitted to ride in the ambulance, and that they can meet us at the hospital, and that we need to be let out of the facility. This is according to the driver's report. Officers then began walking away from me whenever I spoke. At that point, a group of 5 to 8 civilian-dressed men walked into the garage and just stared at me. No identification on any of them. I walked back to the ambulance and got into the driver's seat. I flipped the emergency lights on and put the car into drive. I inched forward slowly out of the garage. At this point, a report says a man in civilian clothes with a neck wrap covering the lower part of his face stepped in front of the ambulance and told the driver to halt. The ambulance driver in the report recalls telling the man not to stand in front of the ambulance, and that the man then yelled at the driver to stop, citing the risk to federal agents. The driver recalled expressing skepticism about the risk of hitting the large group of officers in full riot gear in plain view about 15 feet in front. Now, he's saying, yeah, I'm going to run you over in front of 15 people. The group of about 30 officers in front of the ambulance, 30 now. It took 30 of these. This is like a light bulb joke. Several federal agents, many in riot gear, moved to stand incredibly close to the front of the ambulance, the driver recounts. This is where it gets really bad. I placed the ambulance into park, right, the car, took my foot off the brake, undid my seatbelt, and opened the driver's side door. I looked up, and suddenly the entire group of officers were crowded around the open car door, some of them leaning towards me inches from my face. An agent, the driver recalled, pointed his finger at me in a threatening manner and began viciously yelling in my face, stating, "Don't you ever do that again. I will shoot you. I will arrest you right now." According to the driver's report, the crew member who had been in the rear of the ambulance told the agent that the vehicle rolled forward when the driver put it in park. No one was trying to hit them. A little more from the ambulance driver. "I was still in shock," the driver wrote later, "that they were not only accusing me of such a thing, trying to run them down, but crowding and cornering me in the seat, pointing and screaming at me, threatening to shoot and arrest me, and not allowing the ambulance to leave the scene. This was no longer a safe scene, and in that moment I realized that the scene had not actually been safe the entire time, that they were blocking us from exiting, and that we were a